Hey everyone, it's Tremia, and this is going to be part 3 in my series on the pain pump. I did go last week for the test trial to see if I received any relief from the pain pump. We had to check in early in the morning and all that kind of stuff. Nothing to eat after midnight. In the morning, I took all my regular medicines but my pain medicine. When we got to the hospital, they checked us in, took me back, and since I don't have a port anymore, I've been having to do everything by IVs, and it's getting to be pretty bad. It's taken like 5 sticks to get my vein. One time it took 7. And so my oncologist and rheumatologist said after this is done and over with and my recuperation period is over with, about in June, we'll look at getting another port placed. It's going to be a lot of sticks until then though. But so we got my IV in place, and they eventually took me back to the operating room, even though this wasn't a surgery. But they did, trying to figure, it wasn't general anesthesia because he had to ask me questions at specific times. And so I had to be able to talk to him, but other than that, I don't remember any pain or anything like that. He said the ideal thing for the day was for them to get the catheter into my epidural space instead of into the spinal column and the spinal sac, because if they got it into the spinal sac and they take it out at the end of the day, then I would get one of those spinal headaches because there'd be a hole and I'd be leaking spinal fluid. So the optimum was to get it into the epidural space so I wouldn't have to go through all that. And he got it into the epidural space. Way to go, doctor. And I can remember at that point, he asked me a question, and I could feel them inching that catheter up the epidural space in my spine. I could feel it moving and inching up. Didn't like that too much. It was just a weird feeling. And once they got that in place and he checked it with the x-rays or whatever, however he checked it to make sure everything was okay, they took me back out to post-op where I stayed all day, and Dwayne got to stay back there with me. And there that day was my surgeon, the nurse, my surgeon's nurse, and Medtronic representative was there. And then I had my nurse that was in from the hospital. So I had 4 people over me, and they took really good care of me. But I guess about 30 minutes after they brought me back out, I can't tell you exactly, when I was alert enough, they brought me a sheet of paper, which was a diary for the day. And she said, anytime I feel any difference, good or bad, weird or whatever, I was to write down the time and what was happening. And I did that all day. And they injected the first bit of medicine into me, and it was like not feeling anything yet. By the second, and they did it about every hour and a half, and every hour and a half to 2 hours my doctor would come out and check on me. His nurse was the one that was injecting the medication, and the nurse from the hospital was keeping track of my vitals and all of that. And the Medtronic lady, the representative, she'd just come and check every once in a while. And then I think she left before the day was up, before we were through. About the second or third dose of medication, I could feel that my pain level had decreased below an 8. And I've been, since of March last year, so for the past year, I've been living at the lowest, an 8. And at the moving around, it gets to a 10, to where, I'm crying, and, just the pain is pretty intense, unbearable. And, due to the compression fractures in my back. And then, I have that pain. Then I have the lupus pain, which is generalized aching from head to toe, in which this is not going to, I do not believe it's going to make make a difference on the lupus pain. I could be wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping it'll help it. But what we're mainly looking at is my bone pain. And in the last couple of weeks, my bone pain has started going down into my legs really severely, and to where they just ache. Nothing helps it. I'll use Voltaren gel on it. I'll take some Motrin. And the pain is just so intense, I can't even sleep. It's just, one of those pains. But like I said, by the third injection of the pain medication into the pump or into the catheter, I was feeling a difference. And I was like, The next one, they came in and did it. And, it's just like, it's just surreal. And, by the end of the day, I had 7 injections and 2 injections of Marcaine, which is a numbing agent. And by the end, they're going, well, how do you feel? And it's just like, I don't know. Because I haven't been pain-free. And I wouldn't necessarily say I was pain-free, but it was such a significant difference from what I'm at that it was just hard to believe, hard to describe, to take it all in. I told them, they asked me what I thought my ending pain was, and I said, well, let's say 5.5. And, because like at the end they had me bend down like I was bending down to get into a drawer in the bottom drawer, and that really, really hurt my back. Made my back hurt, or like stand like I'm trying to blow dry my hair, Wasn't nearly as bad as bending over, but it, still, it was more pain than just what I was before. And then, so I told him a 5.5, and the doctor said he was very pleased with that just showed him that the pain pump would be a good viable option for me, and that it would, be a significant relief in my pain. And he goes, now it's just up to me to decide if I wanted to go through with the surgery. And it's like, yes, if I didn't want to, I wouldn't be here doing this. And so he said that they would be calling with the surgery date. The surgery will take 2 hours. So it's going to be, quite a bit of time. Also, on my pain level, because they had put the Marcaine in there and the pain medication, and about 2 days out from it, a day and a half, all that numbing medication had gone away, all the extra medication from the catheter had gone away. And oh, my pain came back with a vengeance. And it was just, I was crying, and that was out with me without even moving. And oh, it wasn't fun. And it made me realize, though, that my pain level, when I said that it was a 5.5, it could have been less than that. I want to say that it probably was less than that. I just didn't know how to rate it because I haven't felt it. A pain level so low. That was step 3, and the next one's going to be the surgery. I think I'm really going to benefit from it based upon the trial. So that's all the info I got on this one. I'll see you guys in the next video.